If you live in Houston, then this week you've probably seen the news about the high-speed rail project potentially being back on track. This seems like deja vu to many Houstonians, as this is something that's been discussed many times in the past. But earlier this week, in an August 9th news release, Amtrak officials announced that Texas Central and Amtrak are exploring a partnership to potentially advance the 240-mile high-speed rail proposed to connect Houston and Dallas. So keep in mind, this is something that's been talked about for almost 10 years, dating back to 2014, when it was first announced by Texas Central. So I'm excited, but cautiously optimistic. So Andy Byford, Amtrak's Senior Vice President of High-Speed Rail Development Programs, said in a press release, "We believe many of the country's biggest and fastest growing metropolitan areas like Houston and Dallas deserve more high-quality, high-speed intercity rail service, and we are proud to bring our experience to evaluate this potential project and explore opportunities with Texas Central so the state can meet its full transportation needs." According to the release, the project should provide travelers with a 90-minute route between Houston and Dallas over a 240-mile track. It would reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 100,000 tons per year and save 65 million gallons of fuel and remove 12,500 cars per day from I-45. When you think about this today, if you're driving from Houston to Dallas, it's taking you about 4 hours. So this could ideally give you another fast option rather than flying. One of the articles talking about this same project back in 2016 said that 50,000 super commuters currently travel at least 3 times each week between Dallas and Houston. The Texas Central site today says that nearly 100,000 Texans travel back and forth between Houston and Dallas more than once a week. The population of both cities is expected to nearly double in the next 25 to 30 years, which would increase the amount of super commuters. As a result of this, the Texas Department of Transportation estimates that the commute will grow from 4 hours to 6.5 hours over that same 25 to 30 year time frame. That sounds terrible to me. But as someone that travels to Dallas on a somewhat frequent basis, maybe 2 to 4 times per quarter, I normally opt to fly because it's a very long drive. But when you think about it, it's a 45-minute flight. But once you add in security, parking at the airport, you're probably looking at 3, maybe 4 hours of travel time. And when you're driving to and from the airport, you're really not able to work and be efficient unless you're being driven by someone else. I think the option of a train would help to improve efficiency and would be better than Von Lane or bus options, which are normally about 4 hours as well. So I think this would be a good option for a commute. I've been on trains in the Northeast going from like Philly to DC. Those aren't as fast as this. This would be in excess of 200 miles per hour. The train itself is said to be very comfortable with large seats, with leg room, headroom, elbow room, things like that. They have a choice of service levels, which with quiet, work-friendly cabins, and then food and beverage options to fit any needs and budget. Plus, they say they're going to have Wi-Fi and power outlets so you can work and enjoy like a movie or catch a nap. They also say that fares would be competitive with the cost of travel by car or plane. Let's talk about where the stops would be located. So the Houston Passenger Station would be located at the Northwest Mall site near 290 and 610 in Northwest Houston, which I don't think is the most convenient location to get to, but it provides okay access to downtown and decent access to the energy corridor. The Dallas stop would be in the Cedars neighborhood just south of downtown. According to Texas Central, in addition to the stations in Houston and Dallas, the proposed route is also slated to include a station in the Brazos Valley along Highway 30, just west of Highway 90, which would put you between College Station and Huntsville. Plans also call for a shuttle service that will directly connect the Texas A&M campus from this station as well. So I know this is something that's been talked about for a long time, but it's interesting to see it potentially come back to life. Even if they decide that this is a partnership that will be explored, it's likely not going to come to fruition for probably 5 to 7 or more years. So let me know what you think. Would you ride a high-speed train, or would you still opt to drive, fly, or bus to get from Houston to Dallas?